Hello and welcome to The Knife of Dunwall, first DLC for Dishonored, where we play as, oh no, Daud. Daud. Maybe at the end of this I will remember how to pronounce his name. The guy we unceremoniously killed. This guy. Let's see, what should we go? It's novice, veteran, elite. No, not master assassin, not at all. Let's just go veteran, because there's, as far as I know, there's no achievement for going any of the higher ones. But there is, however, an achievement for doing high chaos, which I haven't done because I played low chaos first time. So let's kill everything that moves again. None like her. You can't forget what you've done. Killing the Empress and handing her daughter Emily to the Lord Regent haunts you.
One more job shouldn't have mattered. I'd killed nobles before. You could float a whaling ship, and the high-born blood I've spilled. Another noble steps in to replace the last one. All equally corrupt.
Michael Madsen does have a great voice.
Why should an empress be different? But she was. I watched her bodyguard's face as they took him away. Dead eyes.
Look at me go.
I knew I'd pay for this one. Maybe I deserved to. A storm was coming that would shake apart everything I'd built.
No! Get away from her! Corvo! Mommy!
And then I kind of failed at the end there. Yes, I did in fact kill her. Very apt. Move rapidly from place to place unnoticed. Oh, that's the power up link. Alley-oop. Nice paintings. Sokolov was doing, if I remember correctly, was it? I was gonna try jumping. Let's not say that we did. Here I gotta try. Ah,
Daud, my old friend.
Daud.
It's been a
Daud.
long while, but you've got my interest again. How the years pass and the bodies fall. Did you know that there are only 8 like you in the world, bearing my mark? I'm here because you're right.
Oh, thanks for making me
The
feel a lot
Empress
less
was
special.
different. This time, you can't just fade away into the shadows. There will be consequences. Your story is close to ending, and even you can't escape it. But what ending will you make for yourself?
The high chaos one.
I'm here to give you one last gift, Daud. It's a mystery. One that starts with a name. Delilah.
Rothwild Slaughterhouse, a captain of industry. Bundry Rothwild is a ruthless businessman who owns a slaughterhouse and a fleet of whaling ships, including a ship called the Delilah. Oh, I thought it was... For some weird reason, I've assumed Delilah was a human. Infiltrate the Rothwild Slaughterhouse and find out what's behind the name. Well,
For 6 months,
a
the
ship,
city
you just told
writhed
me.
and changed. For 6 months, I tried to forget what I'd done to the Empress and her little girl. But there was no forgetting. I needed to find my next move. But all I had was that name. Delilah. Who was she? A threat? Or an ally? Word came from my second-in-command, Billy Lurk. In a house built on secrets, Lurk was especially good at uncovering them. There was a ship called the Delilah.
Yeah, I told you.
It hunted whales for Bundry Rothwild. A former deckhand who'd made good. Now he owned a slaughterhouse, and he ran his workers like a prison gang. A ship named Delilah. It could be a coincidence, but it's not. In Dunwall, things are always tangled up like a bag of snakes.
Also, if you name your child Billy Lurk, you're sort of destining them to become a skulking assassin of some variety. Favors. Daud, right? Oh no, I already forgot. As Michael Madsen, you can use your network of spies and corrupt merchants to purchase equipment and upgrades before each mission. You can also pay for special favors. These favors can have a variety of effects in the mission, such as granting access to equipment caches or revealing secret information. So that will be this menu. Safe code, a stolen rune, silent sabotage. While it would be nice to have the safe code, will there be any other way of us finding it? Or is this the only way? Certainly want a stolen rune. Silent sabotage. A bribed worker will disconnect the security on the refining valves. Using the valves will not sound the alarm. I mean, we're not sneaking anyway, so that doesn't matter. Wrist bow. Ooh. Let's see what may we need. Do we want to do upgrades yet? Well, let's buy more darts at the very least. We're gonna need more of healies. Get us a bolt capacity. Actually, another bolt capacity. Let's see if we can buy more darts, because we're gonna need them. We're gonna buy 29 out of 30, just so that we can pick up one. Well, hopefully we can find the safe code, because we can't afford it now.
Daud, you're here.
Daud.
I got bored, so I started without you. Turns out we're here on the perfect day. There's a strike at the plant, and it's no wonder. Rothwild runs this place like a prison. The stupid workers can't even get in without a time card. When the strike started, the butchers confiscated all the cards they could find. They've given the City Watch free rein to use force. If you ever wondered why I wanted out of the slums, here's your answer. There'll be other ways in, I'm sure of it. You don't mind if I tag along, right? Just to keep an old man safe. One last thing. I found something for you. I know you collect these. I'll be on the
Have the whole set?
till you need
Well,
me.
no. Have 1 out of 6. I was gonna, because during that little intro video, well, it wasn't the intro, it was before this mission started, the subtitles were really, really small. But now that Billy Lurk started talking, they were no longer small, they were... So I'm guessing I can't change those particular... I'll assume it's not video settings. No, it's not. So I don't think I can make those particular subtitles bigger. I'm sorry about that. Hopefully it's somewhat readable.
You had no right to take it.
Try and get past me, and I'll see you swinging from a meat hook.
Can I just...
Go home.
Yes. As I said, we're not doing sneaky. Oh, but that thing. That zappy zappy thing. Hello. How close can I get before it? Can I run in here? Can I nab? Thank you. Remember, I'm Daud. Not Daud. Oh wait. Was it? Oh jeez. I'm Michael. Hello, I'm Michael. The Leviathan's Sorrow, excerpt from a report on a trees banned by the Rodshore Trade Council. Oh, we read this one last playthrough, where they it was Akadi who did a pamphlet about like why they shouldn't hunt the whales, and here's like the rebuttal of all of these things that he said. Ooh, whoa, jeez. Can we go higher? Yes, yes we can. Thank you, thank you. It's a cool graffiti. Rat poison. We need to rid the sewers of the rat infestation. Make sure you set this crate of potted meat aside so we can lace it with rat poison. After it is poisoned, take it down to the dock so we can get it into the sewers below. Captain Galloway. I was gonna say, I didn't eat any of that, did I? Go that way. Blink up there if you'd like. If we, you know, switch to blink, then we can blink up there. Otherwise, we cannot.
Damn it! Little shit.
Don't do that on. Shouldn't do that outside in public. Loop. Hello.
I need more men. Take out his legs.
Well, I need those. Ouch. Hello. Like I said, we're gonna need a lot of heals. Gonna have to rewire. No, I'm not. Are you far enough away that I can... Also, while we're here, now we can see, was there any particular... No. There was no loot, like, hiding around here. Yeah. I hear rumblings. Thank you. Bone Charm. Spirited potion gives you moderately more mana. Sure. We don't have a heart, right? No, we don't. So this building we did not get into. So let's quickly scour it. Oh, thank you, thank you. Meat, death, bones, and song, except from a butcher's journal. Leona looks worried when I come home at night. She's looking for that spark, our love, the life we had just 2 years ago. All our ambitions. This is going to be a sad story, isn't it? But the more she pulls at me, the more I resent her. The more I bury all that. When her father was killed at the carriage station, I gave up my studies at the Academy of Natural Philosophy. So mismanaged were their finances with so many debts in arrears that her mother and younger brother would have been ruined had I not. My work feeds us all and keeps the rent paid to that shriveled old leech Wainwright. I hate this work, but in the time of plague, it takes all one's efforts to stay afloat of the desperation, the blood, and the rats. There are bribes that must be paid to the Lord Regent's City Watch and Barrister Arnold Tim's death counters. Offend the wrong bureaucrat and your home is seized and you're off to the flooded district. So it falls to me. Every day I drive my screaming saw into the beasts, eyes wide open. I studied them for years at the academy and on my trips into the field. Now, working in the slaughterhouse, the wrongness is like a wound in my head. The first months I worked in a numbed state. Then my predominant mood was anger. Now the wound is scabbing over, and on some days I feel a kind of power. My entire existence is meat. All there is in my mind is meat, death, bones, and song. The terrifying songs. They come to me in my sleep now. I look into the great eye as I take away life slowly. There's a kind of deep connection, with the beast knowing I'll be coming back again and again, removing pieces for hours, sometimes days. They sing for us, a funeral lament that causes me to tremble. Leona and I still share a bed, but the more she tries to make me feel something, the more I recede. The person I was is dead now. But that's the way we were going. Let's just do a little detour. In case of this. Hello.
An intruder has been seen on the
Thank you.
slaughterhouse grounds. He is to be captured or killed.
Granny's recipe, a page torn from an old manuscript written in a scrawling hand. The port side eye of whale newly dead. Plop it in the pot, grisly and red. Weeper, weeper, weeps no more, laid to rest on blood-edged floor. Do this for me, dear, and I'll give you a birthday treat, Granny.
We have the full compliance of the law.
They used
Whoa,
to tell
hello.
stories about a woman
Jeez.
in the slums who did work like this. Granny Rags. They said she was 100 years old.
Thank you for the interjection. Ow. Oh, right. This is just the alarm I turned off, not... That could have ended very poorly. Let's see. Inside. Thank you. Detain Jack, the laborer who does maintenance around here. Jack. Changed the safe combination this morning. I forgot to update the officer on duty. If anyone spots him, detain him immediately. I'm afraid with the way thing, surely it should be things, are between Rothwild's butchers and the labor crews, Jack might not be long for the world, and they will have to get one of those dumb choffers with a saw up here. Watch Officer Dawson. Oh, look at that. Slaughterhouse Row. Excerpt from book on Dunwall city districts. For more than 2 decades, a small number of slaughterhouses sat along the Wren Haven, out away from the finer quarters of Dunwall due to the blood, rats, and stench associated with processing meat. Independent whaling ships brought in the occasional leviathan, and barges delivered herds of blood oxen. An individual slaughterhouse might fold due to mismanagement, but the number stayed roughly the same, producing the meat, leather, and grease byproducts needed across the capital city. Only when the Roseberry processing treatment was discovered did the whaling trade begin to rise in prominence. driven by the many new uses for the much more volatile refined whale oil, including military and security uses. Early in Empress Jessamine Caldwell's brief reign, the well-known inventor and natural philosopher Anton Sokolov introduced a series of devices that would begin to see deployment across Dunwall, directed by the royal spymaster Hiram Burroughs. With this lucrative turn of events, the number of slaughterhouses quadrupled, and the demand for fresh whales increased. That's a lot of letters in one word. Proportionally. Proportionately. There we go. Yeah, I know the word in my head, but I have. It might be the first time in my life I've ever actually spoken it out loud. Many districts immediately adjacent to what was suddenly known as Slaughterhouse Row began to change as families moved away to avoid the industrial fumes and awful runoff produced by the processing plants. Crime grew overnight, forcing the City Watch to redouble its efforts against Dunwall's gangs.
After this morning, we're taking away time cards on site. Nobody gets in or out without those things. Time to send a message.
So here's the safe that we cannot get into unless we get a code. And I don't know if we have to use that favor to get the code. Also, I'm not going to try and brute forces because then we're going to be here all day. Can we do this? You're right, someone has been killed. Mystery is afoot.
I hate skimmers like you. Always Snoop, quit hiding.
An intruder has been
Where are you?
seen on the slaughterhouse grounds. He is to be captured or killed on sight. We have
Catch.
the full compliance of the law and the City Watch.
Oh,
Better hope I don't find you. You hear me?
there we go. Ali. I should probably have stopped him from ringing the alarm. I think the chance that subtly is over. Hello. Uh-oh.
Get over here.
Where did you come from? Wait, let's not go down just yet. Oh, I thought this was a room. Oh, thank you. We need to go in there. So let's go everywhere else. Let's see. Well, maybe someone down here knows, like, anything.
They won't let you in without a time card. But if you get us out of here, you can take mine. I'm not coming back. The key to the gate is in the break room across the yard from here.
Alrighty. Does any of you happen to know combination to a safe? Oh, not that way.
An intruder has been seen on the slaughterhouse grounds.
Thank you.
He is to be captured or killed on sight. We have the full compliance of the law and the City Watch.
Thank you. All my misses. Boat checks on the Wrenhaven. A letter excerpted from a book on members of the City Watch assigned to the Wrenhaven River. Dearest Rutherford, oh, that's too much. Your latest writing brought me a mix of sadness and delight. I was sorry to hear about the passing of your friend Corcoran from Morley. He was undoubtedly a good man and a worthy ally in your work with the City Watch in Dunwall. I know that the river patrol is a difficult assignment, especially during these times, but it is important work. So given all that you've told me, the other way around, I can only assume Cochrane was as brave as you are, my younger brother. It saddens me that such a vile organization as the Dead Eels even exists outside the realm of those lurid gothic novels that we read as schoolchildren. That you and your men should have to face them out on the waters of the Wrenhaven is just terrifying. Boats must be checked, I know. But if you should be harmed while ensuring some Tivian fur traders carrying the correct tax papers, I will never forgive this new Lord Regent and his flurry of laws. You talked of adventure when you signed on, and danger seems to excite you, but you'll forgive me if I hope to see your patrol transferred further west, near the Colwood Bridge, where the military presence is stronger and the smuggling gangs fear to ply their wicked trade. I've gathered this much from the newspapers, but perhaps there's nowhere safe in Dunwall right now, certainly along the river. It pains me to imagine the customs crew at the checkpoints near your patrol being so short-handed. My mind reels at the thought of how anything else can take priority over my brother's life. I tell you, what I wouldn't give to be in charge of allocating the security details. You'd have 100 men at your call, but I know that is impractical. Please write again when you can. All of us look forward to your words, and I often share them after dinner with our friends and those visiting us here in Driscoll. May your next letter bring news of the eradication or imprisonment of Lizzie Stride and her cursed Dead Eels. Stay safe and remember us always, your sister Pearl. Some blueprints, thank you. Some arc mines. Places mine nearly anywhere. When triggered, it will deliver a powerful electrical charge, reducing the target to ash. Arc mine shipment. Mr. Rothwild, I have great appreciation for the use of your space and your wells in the advance of my studies. All of Dunwall will be in your debt for your contribution to my work. In light of our recent difficulties, I have prepared for you a gift of my latest defensive technology, the Arc Mine. It is based on my Arc Pylon and will provide superb protection against intruders and those who would interfere with our efforts. I am certain the device will serve you well. Anton Sokolov. And key, thank you. Wasn't there? Oh. The Arc Mine. My experiments continue with what I've been calling the Arc Mine. Initially, I began the work out of idle curiosity. I hope the game is paused while you read. Waking from a nap in the middle of the afternoon during the month of clans, I wonder whether it might be possible to separate a flat disc filled with refined whale oil from an array of very short striking rods until such time as sufficient weight be applied to the upper side of the device. Oh, I thought it was like you could put them on the wall and it would be like, you know, like one of those laser trap mines, but I guess not. After turning to pragmatic considerations, I imagined the arc mine might be used to incinerate some unfortunate member of enemy forces, approaching, say, a military encampment. After early tests on livestock proved successful, I requested a live human subject, already scheduled for execution for crimes that were, I assure you, most dire. Burroughs was more than happy to comply, assuming he would witness the demonstration. He brought a prisoner from the Coleridge, someone named Vaughn, I believe, and returned him loose in the test area blindfolded, stumbling about until triggering the device. Lovely. Burroughs was most pleased, not only because of the arc mine's effectiveness as a lethal deterrent, but also because of its potential psychological impacts on enemy forces. Further, it left no gore or other mess, and Burroughs is a strong supporter of anything clean and tidy. Lovely and terrifying, with nothing left to wipe out. Those were his exact words. I've left notes to myself, assuming I pick up the project again, because there may be a way to produce a version of the arc mine that is entirely harmless, simply rendering the subject unconscious. Much more testing is required. Well, we're not gonna need it for this playthrough. Let's see. Oh, there is people here.
That don't sound right.
Hello.
I need some help, damn it.
Oh, that was very effective. And it's also not just a single use, turns out. What are you powering? Okay, first. grab the food that we don't need. I have no idea what turning this thing on does, but let's find out. Oh, it does nothing, of course, because there's no power. But if there was power, what? Frank, I told you to have this thing replenished with the full tank at all times. We have a shipment coming in soon, and this crane better be working by the time it arrives, or someone will be demoted to sewer cleanup. Kanan. Let's find a canister. I was also wondering if there was a room further over here that we could go into. But from this side, so we don't get zapped. Whoa. Ah. I don't have any. Now where would that particular key be? And also, who's whistling? And that's what we would do with a drunken whaler. Can we open this? Keep pressing E instead of Hagfish feast. Jack, we had an appointment. I know you must have had good reason. You're not so thick as to be taken in by all that Abigail rot, right, Jack? My patience is not like the ocean, so this is the last time I'll ask you up to my office. Oh, and to give you a little work incentive, you better get here before my butchers find you. If they find you first, well, the Hagfish will have themselves a proper feast before the day's out. Don't think you've been chumming with some of the watch, and don't think because you've been chumming with some of the watch, you're safe. We are. I keep pressing.
An intruder has been seen on the slaughterhouse grounds. He is to be captured or killed on sight.
Now I'm guessing that turns off, but surely it also zaps me. That's why we're gonna save the game. Let's see if we can. Ow. Oh no. Good thing we saved.